What's up, idols? It's CC3. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. So I have been a little bit busy lately because Bae and I have been finally reunited. We spent the last few days together. I just came back here to keep an eye on Niklaus. Niklaus? Niklaus? Hi, baby. So yeah, out of curiosity, if you guys want to see what I'm up to when I'm not filming, you can follow me on Instagram. Also, the patrons, if you want to see what we've been up to, I do have a vlog coming soon. We vlogged what we did yesterday and it wasn't really a whole lot, so we're gonna do like a 2-in-1. So the next time we hang out, we're gonna combine it with that vlog. But I do have the video I did with Marika where we went to get Korean food, we went to a Korean nail shop, and it was kind of nice to show some Korean neighborhoods in London. So that's gonna be up soon too, as well as that announcement video with me and Bae. Like once we get a minute to sit down and finally just talk, we're gonna make that video and let you guys know what's going on next with us. And before we dive in, please help drive up the engagement on this video. If you don't know what to say, leave a comment below that says "for the watch."
For the watch. For the watch. For the watch. For the watch.
Leave a like if you want to keep seeing content like this, and please subscribe if you haven't already, because it helps so much. It's the ultimate motivator. Seeing the numbers grow up, seeing this community grow, it means so much when you guys subscribe, and it lets me know that this is the type of content that you want to see, and it keeps me going. So right into this video. There is a new co-ed K-pop group, and there's a bit of controversy behind this group, and we're going to get into why in this video. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I remember at the end of 2016 is when I was literally in the process of applying to move to Korea. I was sending out all the necessary documents, background check, my visa, my renewed passport. Well, my first passport. I was getting recommendation letters from my professors. I was going to the interview. Like it's a lengthy process to go teach in Korea. And that's what I was doing at the end of 2016. And that's when I first heard about a co-ed K-pop group. Now, to the best of my knowledge, KARD is the only one. KARD is literally the only co-ed K-pop group I can think of that I've ever heard of. We first heard about them making their debut in 2016, but they didn't debut until 2017. That summer, I believe it was July of 2017, KARD made their official debut. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed with how things have panned out with them because their music is fire. I really like their dynamic. And a lot of people at the time were like, oh, they're gonna start dating each other, somebody's gonna be pregnant soon, yada yada yada, saying it would never work out. It could never work out, men and women working together. Personally, I think they didn't have the best promotions. I don't think they make enough music. I don't think they were with the right label or the right representation. I think they could have blown up to be a much bigger group if they had better representation. And I know they're still out today and they're still active and promoting today. It's just not that much. And a lot of their music is kind of like Latin pop inspired. So I feel like that's kind of their focus. But anyway, we fast forward to June of 2025 and we have another co-ed K-pop group in the works. They're called All Day Project under YG's Black label. You know how like a big label owns like smaller labels, like at HYBE, they have a B-Lift, Big Hit, Pledis, So under YG, they also have the Black label. And this is where this group is going to be debuting on June 23rd, 2025. So in like 2 weeks. And it's crazy because Meow, their other group, just debuted less than a year ago, so people are like, what's the rush? Like let these groups have their time to be out before you debut another group. So anyway, with this new group, there's a bit of controversy already. And you guys feel free to let me know in the comments if you think the controversy is warranted, if you think people are reaching, and of course, let me know if you think the outrage is appropriate. So the first member I want to talk about is Youngseo. She was actually a member of illit before she left the group pre-debut, and she's the maknae, and she also trained with New Jeans members. So this is one trainee who went from HYBE to YG. And there's another one who also went from HYBE to YG. Jo Woo-chan is another member, and he started to get popular after he appeared on the show Show Me the Money. He's famous for being the youngest contestant in the show's history. And he was supposed to be a part of a group, a new boy group under HYBE. Back in 2021, it was Trainee A, but once that debut was canceled, he was transferred to the Black label under YG. The next member is Bailey, and she's Korean American from California. She's known to be a really talented dancer and choreographer. To be honest, there's not a whole lot about her. A lot of people know her primarily as a dancer, so people are like, wow, a choreographer, dancer in a K-pop group. Can she sing? Does she rap? We will soon find out. But these last two members are where the controversy is. Like the first three, pretty tame, not a whole lot known about them. They were trainees, transferred, they're dancers, transferred, but the last two members is where the tea gets hot. First, I want to talk about Moon So-yoon, aka Annie Moon, but her stage name will be Annie. She's Korean American, and people are calling her the first chaebol idol because she's the granddaughter of Lee Myung-hee, the chairwoman of Shinsegae Group, and the oldest daughter of current chairwoman Chung Yu-kyung. She's literally a real-life heiress idol. She went to Columbia University. And a lot of people are confused because they've never known her to be like musically inclined. They never knew her to be like a dancer or a singer or a rapper or anything. They knew her to be kind of a model and an heiress, like a rich girl. So a lot of people are like, oh, so now suddenly she wants to be a K-pop idol? I don't know if I buy it, sis. People are wondering what got her to suddenly pursue music. And she was actually rumored to be a member of Meow, the last group that debuted under the black label. And now she's about to be a part of another group debuting under the black label. So naturally, people online are saying that her family bought her way into the group. They're assuming she's not talented. And to that, I say, how about we just wait and see? Personally, I think it's pretty unfair to like say that just because someone is wealthy or comes from a rich family and they try something new means they're automatically not talented and they just use their money to get into that field or that artistic outlet medium. You know, I think it's let's just see what they got. You know, see what she got. Can she sing? Can she dance? Can she rap? We're about to find out. It kind of reminds me of a lot of the backlash Lisa from Blackpink has been getting lately because, you know, it's rumored that rumored all but confirmed that she's dating like a Louis Vuitton Air guy. Ever since she started dating him, people are like, oh, now she's everywhere. She's in Victoria's Secret. She's on, what's that Lotus show? Black Lotus? White Lotus? White Lotus? She's on TV, HBO, White Lotus. She's on the Victoria's Secret show. She did Coachella. She's literally collaborating with everybody right now. And a lot of people give all her success and her credit to him, saying that he's paying for her to be everywhere, which I think is really unfair and incredibly sexist. I feel like without a doubt, Blackpink is like the most famous K-pop girl group. Just like BTS is like the most famous K-pop boy group. So to say that one of the members is only blowing up or everywhere because of her rich boyfriend, that does a huge disservice to her talent and her hard work. Like I said, Lisa's not my favorite member anymore. That's Jennie, but I can still recognize that as being incredibly disrespectful to assume that because she's connected to wealth, that's why she's everywhere. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. I don't know anything about Annie Moon. I know nothing about her. I think it's gonna be fun to see like a rich, wealthy heiress take on K-pop. You know, we've seen like the chaebol character in K-dramas. Now it'll be kind of fun to see it in real life in a K-pop group. I think that's funny. Now the last member we need to talk about, Lee Chae-won, aka Tarzan. And at first when I saw this name, I freaked out a little bit because the only Tarzan I know about in Korea was from Physical 100. I was like, wait, the bodybuilder model guy? Please tell me he's not about to try and be in a K-pop group. Like, no. But this is Tarzan with 2 Z's. Now, if you're an eagle-eyed viewer, you might actually recognize his face. He's done a few music videos before. He was in I Do by Idol, formerly known as G-Idol. And he was also in New Jeans' Supernatural video last year. So, you know, you've seen him around. He's a model. But if you look at these pictures, I'm sure you can guess what a lot of people find to be the problem. A number of fans are upset and they feel like he's appropriating black culture. He wears cornrows and braids a lot, pretty casually, especially when he's like modeling or dancing. There's not a whole lot known about his musical talent. Like a lot of people said, oh, he's a contemporary dancer. No word really on if he sings or raps or anything like that. They know he's a model and a dancer. So I guess we'll see what that dynamic brings to the group. So let me know what you think in the comments about this. Is it okay for him to wear this hair? If he's like a hip hop fan, is it offensive? Should he cut his hair? Should he just rock it curly? Let me know below. But personally, the thing that got my attention when people were drawing up controversy, and you know, that's what people do. They dig. When they find out something new about someone, they dig. They look for past tweets. They look for their social media trail and see what they said or what they've done that is like not okay or offensive behavior. Some people found that if you go on his Instagram, you find that he is following Tory Lanez.
I am disgusted.
For those who don't know, Tory Lanez is a Canadian rapper, singer, maybe both. He's a Canadian musician. And in 2020, there was an altercation between him, Meg Thee Stallion, and like one of her good friends. They're not friends anymore. And he was later accused of shooting her in the foot. He was accused of violating his parole or something because he had guns when he wasn't supposed to, or violating some sort of probation. Because I'm pretty sure that's what the charge was. It was a gun charge. He wasn't supposed to have a weapon and he had a weapon. Niklaus, just... You gonna be my co-star? Do I bore you? Really? That's rude. So yeah, in 2023, Tory Lanez was convicted on like 3 felonies and he's been in prison ever since. He's sentenced to like 10 years. Recently, he was like a lot in prison, 14 times, I believe. And a lot of people, it's drummed up like renewed interest in the hashtag free Tory Lanez, yada yada. Personally, it's just my opinion, but I have a hard time not side-eyeing anyone who supports Tory Lanez, specifically any woman who supports Tory Lanez, even more specifically, any black woman who supports Tory Lanez. When you support these known abusive, violent type of men like Chris Brown and Tory Lanez, for example, I gotta side-eye you a little bit. That's just my personal opinion. And I'm sorry, but anyone who thinks Tory Lanez is innocent was not paying attention. Did you hear the first call he made from prison? He is apologizing. People who are innocent don't apologize. He's like, I'm so sorry, man. I had so much to drink. I ain't never had that much to drink. Tell her I'm sorry. Like,
I said Megan's in the hospital still. I'm outside the hospital waiting.
What hospital are you at? Regardless, I know she probably never ever gonna talk to me ever again. But, bruh, I just want you to know, bruh. Nigga, I was just so fucking drunk, nigga. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro. I'd never do some shit like that, bro. Regardless, that's not gonna make anything right. And that's not gonna make my actions right, bro. But I'm just deeply sorry, bro. I never even moved like that, bro. Like,
who would say that if they're innocent? And he is a convicted person. And the thing that really frustrates me the most about this is initially Meg Thee Stallion was trying to protect him. She didn't want to let them know that this black man with a gun shot me because she knows what happens to black men who are armed when the police are involved in Southern California. It was only after she started getting all this hate and the smear campaign online and she's like, all right, let me set the record straight. He shot me. But yeah, the fact that people continue to blame her and all this it blows my mind. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. I mean, it kind of is, but yeah, there's been a lot of tweets going around saying that, oh my God, Tarzan should not be allowed around women. He supports Tory Lanez and he's an abuser. But, you know, just doing my research, as of recording this video, if you go on his Instagram account and type in Tory Lanez, he's not actually following Tory Lanez. I don't know if that means he recently unfollowed him because of the backlash. I don't know if that means he never followed him and maybe it was photoshopped. I don't know, but he is currently not now following Tory Lanez. This group is being promoted as 5 diverse individuals with unique backgrounds that will make for fun future concepts in K-pop. Dancers, models, choreographers, rappers, etc. But because of that, there are comments like this. There are a lot of dance members, so the performances should be fun, I'm sure. But is there anyone in the group who's good at singing? Here's some more of my favorite comments so far with people reacting to this new co-ed K-pop group. Chaebol, I looked at his Insta all the time and never realized suddenly I've become a fan of this group. Wait, was that the male lead from the New Jeans music video? This group combo is wild. 2 Hive trainees, 2 choreographers. The choreography is going to be insane. Feels like they're aiming for the overseas market. Which that I would have to agree because 2 members are Korean American and there's only 5 members. So I do feel like there's going to be a lot of like English lyrics and English promotions. I fully agree with that comment. So the Shinsegae chairwoman's daughter is finally debuting. A mix of guys and girls plus a chaebol daughter with a hip hop YG aesthetic. Tons of hardcore niche fans are going to cling to this. Even someone who doesn't know anything about idols find it intriguing, so the general public reaction will probably be hot too, as long as the song is good. I'm getting the feeling this might hit. They're definitely getting some major investment. It's true that trying something others aren't doing, giving you a better shot at success, but it's also a gamble. I hope it works out. And to that, I feel like I would have to agree because I was just complaining about how it feels like K-pop groups are doing the same thing. They're doing the same cookie cutter look, cookie cutter style, and I really would love to see more co-ed groups be normal. I don't see why that's not a thing. Co-ed would be a nice way to freshen things up. It is interesting though because they are all like quite young. The youngest member is the same age as my baby sister, so 20. So they range from about 20 to like 22, 23. So they're really young. I just hope they have better promotions, better access, better music, or I should say more frequent music than a group like KARD. Because again, I really like KARD. I really like them. I just feel like we don't hear from them enough. I don't know what they're up to enough, which, you know, I'm not trying to be a stalker, but like it would be nice to hear from them more and like see more music. I wonder if like this goes well under one of the major labels because KARD wasn't signed to like a major label. I wonder if this would start to normalize how often we see co-ed K-pop groups because that would be really fun. Something different, something new. And I do find it interesting that it's 3 girls and 2 guys. It's not like even like how KARD had 2 guys, 2 girls. And it's also only 5 members instead of like 8 members we've been seeing lately or 13, you know, so only 5. This should be fun. I'm trying to imagine like what it's going to look like when they're dancing on stage, the formations they'll be in because there's only 2 guys. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if they can sing and dance. I know nothing about these people that except a lot of them model. One's a rapper, one's a choreographer, one's a contemporary dancer, and one happens to be a member of one of Korea's richest families like ever. So let me know what you guys think about this below. Are you excited to see a new K-pop co-ed group? Do you think they should keep them separated, guys and girls? Do you think that a chaebol idol is the deal breaker? Do you think a member who wears braids and allegedly follows Tory Lanez and supports Tory Lanez is a deal breaker? Let me know. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong!